Hey everyone, this is Travis Lyinks from Token Nerd Podcast, and I'm here today to tell you something about sponsorship. That's right, Token Nerd now has a sponsor. The fine folks at TenaciousToys.com, your source for designer toys, pop vinyl, original art, and more, are now our sponsor. And guess what? As a part of that, you can get 10% off your next order at TenaciousToys.com by entering the code TOKEN10 at checkout. That's right, 10% off. And not only are they giving you this code, they're also going to be sponsoring many of our Token Nerd giveaways in the next coming months. So make sure to follow us at token_nerd on Instagram to catch our latest giveaways.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Token Nerd Podcast, where we ramble on about geeky things ranging from Batman to pop figures to Star Wars. I am Anthony, the Pettiford.
And I'm Travis Lyinks.
And I'm Travis.
Let me try it again. And I'm Travis Lyinks.
Well, here we are, episode 25.
25.
The quarter life crisis.
Yeah, we're quarter life.
The quarter show crisis.
Apparently that means we're going to die at 100.
Wow. That was real.
I'm just saying, you said it was a quarter life.
I know. Now I'm feeling depressed. Like the show has an expiration date.
We're like George Washington, 25 cents.
Anywho, so let's move on. We got a ton of news to talk about today. The first one in the movie news, Rogue One. Have you heard of it?
Isn't that new Star Trek movie?
Oh yeah, the one with Idris Elba.
Yeah.
No, actually, Rogue One is the first of the anthology films for the Star Wars series that we've talked about for quite a few months.
Yeah.
Maybe since the beginning of our show.
I think I remember this.
Yeah. Well, we had that teaser trailer, and I mean, it was their first official trailer, but the second one will be coming out on July 15th, and it's going to air on ABC during an hour-long special episode on ABC titled Secrets of the Force Awakens, A Cinematic Journey.
So they're not going to make us watch a football game?
No, not this time. This is actually going to go hand in hand with Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim. Not Anaheim. This year it's in
London this year.
It's in London this year.
Yep. So we'll see where it is next year. Maybe it'll be closer and we can go to it.
Hopefully. I know the big issue that people are having is people have to choose between Celebration and SDCC.
Well, if you've got the money that you have to decide between the two, shame on you.
Yeah. If you can go to London
yeah.
on a whim.
Yeah. Like, well, let's just go see some Star Wars stuff. Or we could go to San Diego. Both are going to be a madhouse. One's going to have like-minded people, and the other's going to have a bunch of people just trying to see celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to go to?
I'm gonna go to SDCC. Actually, no. Screw that. I'd actually go to Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, who would go to SDCC if they could go to Celebration instead?
Because you could go to London. I could see my people.
Yeah.
Yeah. My heritage is UK. My grandma grew up there.
There you go.
Yes. Fuck that, people. All right. Moving on to the second part of our news, actually Star Wars related. For those of you who have watched Star Wars Rebels, we might start to see more connections between the small screen and the big screen. During an interview with Simon Kinberg, he mentioned that he's excited to start bridging gaps between the two. We may see characters who were maybe not prime characters in Star Wars Rebels and start seeing them in the movie universe or hearing about them.
Yeah.
For example, it's always been obviously the big movie themes come back to the small screen and they kind of fill in small stories. Whereas now, just like we have Ahsoka, it'd be like seeing Ahsoka in Rogue One, which we're not going to see, but it's that kind of connection. Or we'll see.
I think you'll see like mentioning, like, oh, Ahsoka. Maybe you might hear her name or hear her talk about something. Or like another thing is too, like people are kind of hoping they're going to bring book characters into these movies as well, like in the big screen, like talking about them. Yeah. Maybe not seeing them.
Not so much legends, but more so of the new canon. Like for Rebels, we got Cam, who is Hera's father, but he was also one of the main characters in Lords of the Sith. So that's I mean, big character, showed up on screen, and it was actually kind of cool to see someone who you've made up a voice in your head for them and a behavior or mannerisms the way they talk, and you see them on the screen. That's actually really cool.
Yep.
But we'll walk away from Star Wars and we'll look at some Marvel news to end out our movie news for the week. And it is non-news, actually. No, I just want to be very clear about this. It's blown up the internet that, and we even put it on our Instagram page. I think we posted it on Twitter as well. But Anna Kendrick, star from Pitch Perfect, Into the Woods. She was in Twilight, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
But she wants to be Squirrel Girl.
The
Now,
Marvel character.
the Marvel character
nobody
Squirrel
paid
Girl.
attention to.
But let me point out, this is just like the Stephen Amell being the Riddler thing.
Yep.
Someone asked her who she'd like to play, and she responded with
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl. She said her brother sent her a comic saying, "Hey, it's just like you." And it's a joke. This isn't a real thing. So people are like, "Oh, well, she could
Until
fit
it
in the
happens.
universe." No, it's not going to work. But
Until it happens.
and when it happens,
It'll be a fight between Fox and Marvel to make it happen.
because she's a mutant technically.
Yep.
So she's a mutant, and she's actually been known for defeating Doctor Doom, Thanos, Wolverine. I think she beat
was,
Spider-Man.
She was in an X-Men group too, right?
Yeah, she was in the Great Lakes.
Hey, that's
Great
us.
Lake Avengers.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us.
She might be from Ohio.
But no, so the idea of her being Squirrel Girl, it's funny, but it's nothing. So when you see it being posted everywhere, it's not real news. It's just like people saying Kevin Smith wants to direct a question movie. That's not real news. That's I don't know.
But like I feel like in certain things, like if they say it enough, it'll happen. Like I can totally see now that Kevin Smith's directed a Flash episode, he would get to direct an Arrow episode. And in that Arrow episode, he would get to bring in the character he created in
Onomatopoeia, which he's been talking about a lot.
So I feel like if he says things enough, those happen. This is a little more, there's like contracts involved and like people that they would have to get on board.
Yeah, people aren't going to fight to get
Squirrel Girl.
I mean, it'd be a funny short or maybe a character on like one of the TV shows, but nothing. Like she's in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, but that's about it.
Ooh, Sony's going to fight for it.
Yes, Sony will fight for it.
So I don't know. Like we'll see. Maybe depending on if anybody's got the like family tree of Marvel and can tell us where Squirrel Girl is.
I would assume she has to fall to Fox because she's a mutant.
But she's in Sony. You just said that. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So,
but
who knows? Who knows?
I thought they just loaned out Spider-Man.
Maybe. Who knows?
Oh, who knows? These contracts have gotten so muddy.
Yeah. If you've got a better idea of where Squirrel Girl falls on the Marvel movie plate,
let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to TV news. We'll start out with the fact that this is going to be kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. So CW has come to an agreement with Netflix that 8 days after the season finale, so not 8 days after each episode, but once the series on CW, so for example Flash, once it hits the last episode, 8 days later, the whole season will be on Netflix. Now, the counteract, how cool that sounds, is like, yeah, now I can binge watch the whole thing, is then it may not be on a next day stream. So like Hulu won't have it anymore. And that's been my big thing because we would record one night or we'd go off and do something, and then the next morning I'd wake up and I'd watch my show, Flash, Arrow, etc. So this kind of sucks. It was convenient for me because then I could watch it at my leisure. I didn't have to worry about racing home to watch it live. Now I'm gonna have to either bite the bullet and buy this season on Amazon and just get it as it goes,
or just wait till Netflix.
Yeah, but I'm not a muggle, so
I'm a muggle. Apparently, I'm a muggle. So
gotta find the meanest thing to say in geekdom.
Interesting to note, though, this is like the second big deal that Netflix has announced in the past couple of months. Like landing Disney, huge deal.
I mean,
locking down CW, huge deal.
Yeah,
like they're putting the hammer on Hulu and Amazon and other streaming services. Like they're going for the jugular.
Yeah,
because everybody kind of got mad at Netflix for a while, like the people that streamed and whatnot, was that Netflix was falling behind. They only had old movies. They only had like old TV shows and stuff like that. They're going for broke.
Yeah.
Seems like.
It's I mean, there are good things and bad things to it. As a company, yeah, that sounds like a great thing because now people have to watch you live. You'll have your numbers, you'll have all of that because people will be fighting to get it, or people will be like I just said, buying on Amazon or iTunes.
Yeah,
And then
ratings have been including things like streaming views and
really, I didn't know they started doing that.
And DVR views as well. So like they know you recorded it, like the cable company can check that, and then they know if you watched it. So Big Brother is always watching.
Yeah. They know what you watch, people, so get paranoid
so
now.
They count those in ratings, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about Arrow, since we just mentioned that they'll be going on to on Netflix after the season finale.
In further proof that this is a soap opera for men, they've recruited somebody from the WWE to join Arrow.
Well, for those of you who remember, Stephen Amell and Stardust, who is Cody Rhodes, I think it's Rhodes, they had their big, feud where they even had a match. They started with tweeting back and forth each other, or tweeting back and forth, sending jokingly threats, and then they actually showed up in a match together.
Yep.
And they took each other on in a fight. I think it was a tag team. Just a side thing, I remember my favorite thing was Stephen Amell had posted on his Facebook, "Hey guys, trying to think of a cool signature move," and then someone said. The only response was, "Caught season 3," because after that, no one was going to continue. So I thought that was kind of funny. But no, so it's not been said who he's going to play. He could just be a henchman. He could just be someone who they're fighting the main villain, and here comes a henchman, and it's Stardust or the Cody Rhodes, a no-name person who fights Arrow real quick as just a nod to, hey, their outside feud. I mean. It's interesting. We don't know anything else at this time. I doubt they'll make him. I kind of hope they don't make him a villain of the week because I kind of want to. I like those, but I need to step away from it, especially with I'm not entertained by the idea that so now we're gonna bring in this WWE wrestler because they had a feud, and that's cool. Yeah. But it's who's he gonna play? He can't play a big character because
he's got another.
That feels like a waste of an episode.
And he's got another job.
Former WWE.
Former. He's out of work. Maybe he's going to be the villain of the month.
Or week. Most likely week. But speaking of Arrow, we've been talking, way back when I was on the Dynamic Buzz, my first article about Arrow was, wouldn't it be cool if Green Lantern and Green Arrow had a crossover because John Diggle could have been John Stewart, the Black Green Lantern.
Ooh.
Well... that didn't pan out. Then in
horrible prediction on your part.
Yeah. Then in Flash, you'll see Flash run up and down Ferris Airways, and they even mentioned Coast City. That is the home base for Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Well, we have another link to the Green Lantern mythos because Carly Pope, who is a TV veteran, she will be coming on to Arrow as Susan Williams. Now, Susan Williams in the comics is actually married to Jim Jordan, who is Hal Jordan's younger brother. See how that all connects?
It's like a family tree.
Yeah, so we have no proof that the Jordans are there, but we have, here's the wife.
Their hanger-oners
his
are there.
sister-in-law is there.
The hanger-oners.
Yeah, so, she will be coming on to Arrow October 5th, coming this fall.
Man, we're inching up on that Arrow release date.
Yeah, we still don't know anything. Normally it's New York Comic Con that we get the big hints.
But New York Comic Con's after that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it'll be SDCC.
I'm not thinking SDCC. Wait, when is New York Comic Con?
It's like 2 weeks after that.
Oh.
So it's like the middle of October.
Okay.
So
because I'm used to the first real clips come out, and that's during NYCC.
So NYCC is usually the second week of October around the Columbus Day weekend.
Oh.
And usually The Walking Dead premieres that Sunday because they have like a big thing at NYCC, and then The Walking Dead premieres. So it's a little past your release date there. Oh. So hopefully they do something at SDCC.
I don't think they'll have any footage by SDCC. But anyway,
maybe they'll just use the old internet to release things.
Yeah, well, keep an eye out for that. People are suspecting that he'll show up in episode 3 of season 5. Speaking of this fall, we have The Flash, which everyone seems to like The Flash a little bit more. One of the highest rated TV shows on air right now.
And it's pretty good.
It's really good.
So there's some whiny parts, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, and there may have been a mistake made at the end of the season, but
and may have effects other places. Just saying. Like, that's why the Flash is going to be, or the Arrow is going to be good now.
No, unfortunately. But let's talk about Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter series. We all know him as Draco Malfoy, but his name is actually Tom Felton. And Tom Felton will be in the next season of Flash. He will play a forensic scientist who is... I'm sorry. He won't be a forensic scientist. He will just be a crime scene investigator. He'll play Julian Dorn, and he will be someone who isn't convinced with Barry Allen's good guy routine. He is going to suspect there is more to Barry Allen than meets the eye. So it's almost as if he's a replacement for Eddie Thawne.
I thought you were going to say he's almost a Transformer.
Oh, no.
There's more than meets the eye.
So with him joining, there is no... I've looked up Julian Dorn. I'm a big Flash fan. I've never seen him show up in comics. I even did a double check on Wikipedia and Google, and I did not see his name show up anywhere in past comics.
He's not real.
So
he's not on the
an original character. And so, rumors are now flying. Who could he be? Who could he be playing? One of the thoughts would be he could play Godspeed, who is a recently new character in the Flash comics. Unfortunately, that would be the third speedster villain we've had in a row.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of that.
I'm really hoping that we kind of move a little bit away from speedsters. Obviously, that's how you could combat someone who fights at super speed, but it'd be kind of cool if we did something a little bit different. So here's my thought. I personally would like to see him be Mirror Master.
Okay.
Mirror Master is a character that obviously uses mirrors and like a mirror verse. So he has a gun and a bunch of different mirrors that he can like jump into or throw you into. So whereas the Flash has to chase him, like he could jump in a mirror and show up like a mile away. Okay. And there could be, granted, it'd be a very expensive episode whenever he's in or whenever he actually is a villain, because we don't know if he's going to start as a bad guy or if he's a good guy and gets turned. We don't know.
Gets turned.
Yeah. But another rumor or theory is that he could be Abracadabra.
Ooh.
Which is a mystical character. And now that we know that magic is in the Arrow Flash DCW universe, he could show up. So, it's up in the air. We just know about the casting, and now rumors are showing up. So, whoever you think he is, comment in the leave it in the comments down below. Abracadabra, Mirror Master, Godspeed, or heck, if you have
random guy.
He's probably in
scary. He's in one episode. Like, but he doesn't make it. He gets killed in the first episode by a crazy out of control bus.
Well, he's going to be an ongoing and
then he comes back character. As a Force ghost.
Yeah. But look out for Arrow. Look out for Flash. It'll be coming out October 4th. Will be episode 1. And just to round out and get out of TV news, Daredevil. You remember Daredevil?
Yeah, the TV show.
Yeah, on
not
Netflix.
The movie,
that is a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah.
It actually will be coming out on DVD. Whoop whoop. More like home video. You can get it in your home, a physical copy, if you live in the UK.
Can't I stream it on my TV at
You
home?
can, but now you could have it. You could physically touch it.
I understand, but if it's available streaming, I don't know why I need it in person.
I'm just saying, October 3rd is when it comes out in the UK.
I guess if I was trying to watch it on a plane.
But here's the thing. This is not that interesting. It just means that you can watch it without Netflix.
Here's the thing. Like a Netflix that has designed itself around how can we do away with all these DVDs that we're trying to rent you and put them on cable. Now they're going to put a series that they created on physical discs.
Well, let's look at it as it's a cool novelty. It's like people who buy Blu-rays. You want to have a physical copy.
Yeah.
It'd be cool because there might be special features like a behind the scenes of the fight scenes. That would be cool. Yeah. But it's also, if you're looking money wise, why would you pay? This series is going to probably cost somewhere $30+.
Yeah, I could get 3 months of Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is like them admitting that there is a larger audience than just the Netflix users, and maybe, just maybe, there's people that want this that don't want to buy their subscription service.
I do and I don't see that.
There's got to be some people.
There's got to be some
that
but
don't want their bank account charged every month or something. And maybe there's more to this that we don't know. Maybe there's something like in the UK where you can't even stream it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because like they have weird different things.
They have a lot of different rules.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why. You're right. Maybe that's why it's just the UK.
So maybe we should do some further research.
Or maybe
you should just put it down in the comments below if you happen to be from the UK. So
comment below, let us know.
I don't know. UK fans, what do you think? You gonna buy this on the Blu-ray or not?
We're waiting.
Or you're just gonna watch it on Netflix?
Talk to the screen. Or if you're listening on to us on Podbean.
Yeah, or iTunes. Or Stitcher.
But let's move on to comic book news, because we rarely have comic book news, and this is the most controversial news.
I thought this was about the Captain America not hailing Hydra.
You know, I'm not going to cover that anymore because people are stupid.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like that it wasn't going to be him. He was going to be mind control or something.
It's
even though they
the
said
biggest duh ever. And I want people to know, like, you know, I'm not going to say what profession he was, but the dude who threatened, and there were a lot of death threats that went out, but the guy who wrote the open letter about how he joined the army, he did this because of Captain America, and now he's going to go on a murder spree because, you know, the person, his role model isn't a good guy anymore. And it was like, dude, I get it. I'm a Batman fan, but I
guess maybe the timing was bad.
Dawn of Justice came out. I didn't hurt anybody.
No, I mean, I guess the Captain America thing, which is I didn't really pay attention to at the time. It came out on Memorial Day, like around Memorial Day weekend. So like they had, you know, America basically hailed the Nazis essentially.
Yeah, but at the same time, wow, it's a publicity stunt. It happens all the time.
Yep. I mean, I guess I can kind of see that, but you know, I didn't really care because I figured he's under mind control or something. So, but in episode or issue 2, guess what? Under mind control or something.
Yeah.
So.
But this week's controversial issue, which isn't a big deal to me, and it's not a big deal to you because we understand this is comics. But we had mentioned, I think back in episode 23, we talked about Riri Williams.
Yep.
Who we suspected was going to be the next War Machine. There was a Divided We Stand for the Civil War II, an image of the Riri Williams, who is a black MIT student. She went to MIT at 15. I didn't read the Iron Man story, but she's a character who sorry, I cannot talk today.
We're going to pay for some lessons for this man to learn to talk.
She rebuilt or backwards built. I don't know how you're going to say it. Anyway, she
reverse engineered.
Thank you. That's the one.
Iron Man suit.
Yes, an older Iron Man suit. And so
it's not the good one.
No. So there was an image of her in a suit, and on the bottom it was Miss Marvel. And so everyone thought, or at least I thought, she was going to be the new War Machine. Well, it's been announced that she is going to be the new Iron Man. Iron Man is going to step down, or something's going to happen, and she will step in as the new Iron Man.
Yep.
Now, as we already have, people are losing their minds.
It's Miles Morales all over again.
But yeah, let's talk about that being Miles Morales again. Everyone, Glenn Beck especially, went off on the fact that now we are...
Who are the white kids going to look up to?
Yeah. But
that was so ridiculous.
It was. But now we have Miles Morales being an Avenger. I mean, he's one of the few things that stuck after Ultimate Avenger, or the Ultimate Universe shut down, because people liked him. He's a fan favorite. Same thing with Lady Thor, or female Thor.
Yeah.
Everyone, the sexist side of society came out. Yeah. Even non-fans were like, how dare you make Thor a woman?
Yeah. I think there were some people that were just sexist, and then there were some people that were kind of like, why make Thor a woman just to make Thor a woman? Like, because it was kind of gimmicky.
I see.
It ended up not being.
It wasn't gimmicky, but that's the thing.
But the way they did it ended up seeming gimmicky.
But comics in general is gimmicky.
Yep.
That's how you sell things.
Yep.
And so same thing with Miss Marvel. It's Kamala Khan. She's the new Muslim Miss Marvel. People lost their minds about that as well.
Oh my God, diversity in comics.
But you know what, people? Here's the thing. Peter Parker is still white. Thor Odin's son, is still white. Miss Marvel is still white.
Yeah.
It's the titles.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Miles Morales is Spider-Man. And at this point, he and Peter Parker are both Spider-Men.
Yep.
There's still Thor, but now the female version is acting as Thor. Like, she took the title.
Yep.
Ms. Marvel took the title as the original Miss Marvel. Carol Danvers is now Captain Marvel because she's no longer going to go by Ms. Marvel. The title just changes. Tony Stark is still a character. Tony Stark is not Tony with an I Stark. He still exists, but the story it's advancing. There's a purpose to it. At this point, I don't want to spoil the things that have happened in Civil War 2 so far, but he's going through some crap right now. We're at the point where I don't think this character could stay, what's his name going to be Iron Man. Tony Stark can't be Iron Man at this point. There's a lot going on. There's a story where there's a death, in his immediate group. There, he's finding out who his biological parents are. All this could change the character, and he's going to go off and do his own story, or they're just going to take a break from that character. And what this does is, I can get it. There are a lot of characters or a lot of readers who have been with this character or comics and thought,
for
okay,
50 plus years.
Yeah, and think now, they're taking my character, my favorite character, and putting out to pasture. So everything I've looked up to or liked is gone. That's not true. You turn on the TV universe, Tony Stark is there. You watch the cartoons, Tony Stark is there. You could find another comic book, Tony Stark is there. Okay? Read old comics, Tony Stark's still there. He doesn't disappear.
Yep.
But now you have a different take. We can see the Iron Man issues through another person's eyes. Okay, so now we have another girl, or a female. So it's not Pepper Potts. It's someone with a different background who has to, maybe it's a poor person trying to hide a high-tech suit or trying to advance their high-tech suit being poor, but being really smart. And we have to see it in a different angle. We don't have the same issues. We don't have the same alcoholism. You get a new spin. It's just like with Peter Parker.
When you're not like handicapped either. This is what Tony Stark does. Like, you have a blank slate to start with and can create new stories around a new person that's utilizing a similar costume and probably set of ideals. I have not read this, but I'm assuming it still has a similar idea as far as this is what Iron Man stands for.
Mm-hmm.
But
let me just jump. I don't want to rant on this one too long, but I want to go back to talk about Miles Morales for a second because the same thing happened. So Peter Parker has always been known as a person, no matter what Peter Parker did, he could not win.
Yep.
Every time one of his lives were going good, Peter Parker was having a good time, Spider-Man had a terrible time. Spider-Man was doing good, Peter Parker did bad. Okay? And that kept happening. And it got to the point where you're almost, nothing good happens to this dude. So they redid it with Miles Morales. And yes, kind of the same thing happened, but there's a different background. Peter Parker was a really smart kid who went to high school, got bit by a spider. Miles Morales was a kid, and this is a time when they were actually doing lotteries. There was a lottery that kids could enter into, and if you won the lottery, you got to go to this really nice school. And they took that, and the Miles Morales character was the one who won.
Yep.
He won that lottery. So he's a kid who isn't exactly super smart. He's an average kid, but he feels like he doesn't deserve this because if you read the first issue, there are kids crying who couldn't make it into a better school, and he did. So he has this guilt already. And he's not fueled by the death of Uncle Ben because Peter Parker could have saved Uncle Ben. Miles Morales got bit around the same time that Peter Parker did and didn't do anything. And so when Peter Parker dies, he still has that inner guilt, just like Peter Parker did, where it was like, hey, if I had been active, I could have done something. I could have saved him, but I was too afraid. Whereas Peter Parker was selfish, Miles was afraid, and he can't let that fear get him. It's a different angle that this character took. It's a different viewpoint. And why wouldn't you want something different? Why wouldn't you want something richer? I love Batman, but did you read the Dick Grayson version? That was spectacular. I mean, you had a kid who grew up. It was Batman through the eyes of Dick Grayson, where he was like, I can't be as brutal as Batman was. I can't be as cold. He tries to hold on to his humanity, and it's something different. There's nothing wrong with a different flavor to a character. But instead of sitting there getting online and posting about how you're losing your characters, which you aren't, this is something different. Expand. Medium grows. Stories grow. Let it happen. Tony Stark didn't always look like Robert Downey Jr. Not always, but now he does. And we've accepted that. That's a change. That's a big change. Tony Stark wasn't always an alcoholic. That was added to advance the character. Advances happen, and you have to let it happen. And the more and more you complain and whine about it, that does nothing. Okay, sorry.
I was like, man.
Stunts creativity, and it stunts the advancement.
Getting crazy.
And why do that? Why stunt good storytelling?
Yeah, I mean,
why make it the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, and I mean, and this Captain America thing is another example of that, where they're trying to throw a mix in. Some people think it's a horrible decision. Some people think it's just fine. I mean, it's comic book. If you don't like it, they'll probably undo it. If you do like it, maybe it'll become a part of the universe like Miles did.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
remember the New 52? Everyone hated it. Yeah, we just had Rebirth.
Yeah.
It's gone. Comics.
I didn't really hate the New 52.
I like New 52.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
hate it. I like the Swamp Thing a lot. I like the Batman stories a lot. A lot of the Bat Family stuff was good.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Aquaman was good.
The
but,
first like 20 issues that I read or so. That was
But
good.
comics change. It's like Kevin Smith said, we are always going to be in the second act. We can't have a third act because the third act means that we're done, and we can't ever get there. We have a first act that's already there. We really can't change it.
Yep.
We're constantly going to be stuck in the second act, and things have to keep going so it doesn't get stale.
And the other thing to remember too is that Marvel had a long period of time in the past like 5 years or so, 4 years or so, where they just were kind of all over the place. And they're probably still a little all over the place, but a lot of people left reading Marvel comics.
Yeah.
So they've got to keep coming up with gimmicks ish, get people interested, get people talking, get people reading, get people buying. And that's kind of what they're doing. And right, wrong, or indifferent, depending on your opinion, they just got to pull people back because they got to get people in the comic book stores to buy comics or on Comixology, wherever they get them to buy.
But you're
them.
buying stories.
Yep.
Don't get mad because stories change. If you want to read the same thing over again, then just reread your favorite comic.
And it's probably on Comixology. You can buy it there. Or you can go to your favorite comic book store and try to dig for it.
Comixology, who we'd love to sponsor us. But no, let's move on because I feel like I just ranted on a little bit longer.
You got
than
a little hard. I was getting a little uncomfortable.
That should have been. We should do a full episode about this.
No, because you might blow up.
No, it's we want like just like with we want content that people want. We want content that people can listen to, and I feel like that's a subject as fans that we need to talk about. How fans are kind of ruining comics.
Yeah, fans. Quit being internet posters. Like us.
I know that goes in all directions and it sounds like hypocrite, but like just let the advancement happen. Let things change a little bit.
Just sit back and enjoy it. Sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad, but they'll just fix it eventually, or they'll try to. The clone of Spider-Man took them like 5 years to fix that thing.
Yeah.
But they did. They'll figure it out.
All right, well, let's just jump out and go to toy news. That's our favorite subject, right? We can talk about
toy news.
All right, well, it's going to be really short because there's actually a little bit of Funko news, actually. Legions of Collectors have announced that their September box
will have the most creative title ever.
And it is the Women of DC.
Not even Women of Power.
Wait, that's right. Women of Power. That's what Collector Court just did.
Yeah, not even Women of Power. Like, at least it was like had another name in it. Women of DC.
And I'm not hating
so
on
I'm
it.
assuming
we're
getting Wonder Woman.
Woman. Batwoman.
Batwoman.
Aqua.
Woman.
Cyborga. I don't know. That's not a real thing.
I have no clue, but I'm assuming we're going to get something like that. It'll be a patch and a pin and a pop figure and a Dorb and something else, maybe a rock candy in there and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Should be fun. We will have an unboxing video as long as the camera cooperates.
Yeah. Well, we actually, I've been working my hardest to get our last episode up and running. It took a little bit of piecing together because our camera kept going out and there's a lot of technical difficulty. But I think we should have a video coming out by the end of the week.
Well, look at that.
Of our unboxing.
Look at that.
We look out for you guys. Also, don't forget that let's see, it would be August's box. The August box for Marvel Collector Court will be Spider-Man. For those of you who didn't see that, I don't think we announced that a while ago. But yeah, so we have the next two themes coming out.
And when's that Suicide Squad box coming?
Suicide Squad box should be out. It said it was shipped, so I should be seeing it sometime this week or next week.
There you go.
So look out for 2 episodes of the Token Nerd unboxing.
That's the box news that we got this week.
Finally, Funko news. So we did our best to report the waves that were coming out. We did the first, the second, and the third, and I believe we got to the 4th wave of the SDCC exclusives that they were coming out with. Because let's get out there. There have been a ton. Like last year, there may have been 15. Now we're at like a grand total of like there's 45, 50 pieces out.
Yep.
that are supposed to be exclusive.
Exclusive.
So I just pulled out of because wave 6, 7, and 8 just came out over the weekend, and we didn't do news of our last episode. We did an open discussion, so I didn't get to mention it. But I'm just gonna point out the ones that I'm looking forward to that I actually would fight to get, and that is for the Funko Pops. There is a 6-inch Gorilla Grodd figure, a Suicide Squad figure that is the Underwater Batman pop figure, an Indiana Jones holding the Idol figure, and a Han Solo holding Chewie's bowcaster figure, which I kind of want. That'd be kind of cool. For Dorbs, there's a Stan Lee Dorb, and then Rock Candy, they have the classic Catwoman in the solid purple suit.
Very cool.
So that's kind of interesting, and those are the things that I picked out. You can get on Funko.com and look at their blog, and they have all of their waves listed with every single figure from their 6 different. Was it the Hair Bears?
Hair Bears.
All the Duck Dodger figures, and they even came out with a Labyrinth series.
Cool.
So that's something to look out for.
And one little piece of news for Suicide Squad fans. Today, I was at my local Toys R Us.
Oh, yeah.
And Suicide Squad DC Universe figures are out. The 6-inch and the massive 12-inch versions.
Mm-hmm.
They had some of those metal cast figures, and they had some other random Suicide Squad items. What I did find interesting, though, is that they are not in the DC toy section.
Where are they?
They're in the back, in the corner, near the NECA stuff.
Oh, in the I won't say adult toys, but the more mature toys.
Yeah, adult toys. And I think this goes back to the fact that they say suicide on them. That's the only thing
I guess I don't want Sally to see suicide. She might get the wrong idea.
That's the only thing I can think of. But it was interesting because they had Harley Quinn and some of the bigger figures. They were all stuffed behind other things. They had them, they're hiding them. They're not out where you can even see them.
Well, that would be good for fans like us.
I stumbled upon the Suicide Squad Joker, and I was like, oh, somebody must have found something else back here and ditched this, or they were trying to hide it or something. And then I looked around, I was like, wait, there's some Suicide Squad stuff hidden behind this Thundercat over here. And I was like, oh, wait, this is all the Suicide Squad stuff. So if you're looking for Suicide Squad, the stuff is out. It just may not be in your normal section of toys for DC collectibles type things. So just keep an eye out.
And one more thing. So, as everyone knows that we are now sponsored, and if you listened to a little bit in the beginning of this episode, we are sponsored by TenaciousToys.com. If you get on to TenaciousToy.com and you actually enter the promotion code TOKEN10, you get 10% off all your Funko purchases.
This guy.
Yeah, this was at our last giveaway during the Token Duo. We gave away the 4-pack, including the new Spider-Man, Hawkeye, and keychains of Captain America and Iron Man. This little baby is actually getting shipped off tomorrow morning to its new owner. But we are preparing for our next giveaway.
Yeah, it's going to be something
similar to what we just talked about. I can't hold it in. It's a Suicide Squad themed. We actually have a Harley Quinn, a Joker, and a Deadshot Funko Pop figure that we're going to be giving away, not all together, individually.
Yeah, so look out for the next release of our Instagram post that'll have some sort of information about how you can enter these contest. Enter the podcast.
But no, that's something to look forward to. They look really cool. It's the shirtless Joker, so it has all of his funky, weird, crazy tattoos. It's the sexy Harley Quinn, and it is Deadshot with the helmet. Thank goodness.
You didn't want to see Will Smith as a pop.
It's not that. I just, give a helmet. Shoot.
Yep.
All right. But if you liked what we're talking about, like we're doing, send us an email send us an email to tokennerdpodcast@gmail.com. If you like what we're saying, comment down below, hit subscribe, and like this episode. Or, contact us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter and Instagram is @token_nerd, and Facebook is tokennerd00. We're constantly checking out stuff there and posting and trying to communicate with the community.
Yeah. And you don't like looking at us, you can always listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, or Stitcher by searching for Token Nerd Podcast.
And if you're more of the fan of the toy news, I know we didn't cover that much, but Travis here actually is on a show where they specifically talk about designer toys and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
you want to plug that there.
Make sure to check out Urban Vinyl Daily on Instagram Instagram or Twitter. You can find our YouTube videos over on Urban Vinyl Daily on YouTube. Or for more information, make sure to check out urbanvinyldaily.com, where on the right side of the page you will find links to everything that we possibly are involved in.
Yeah.
So
and actually look out for UVD actually has an episode with me guest starring on it where we talk about the plague of flippers
and the different perspectives within
plagues. All right, folks, but thanks for tuning in today. As always, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Travis.
Stay spicy, my friends.